So, today is Wednesday. I had a really good breakfast this morning, man. I'm full. Eggs is like my go-to for breakfast in the morning because they're low in calories, high in protein, really, really good source of protein for breakfast in the morning. I love throwing veggies in it too. All I got veggie-wise in the house right now, though, is mushrooms, but I'm loving the mushrooms. Rob Bailey, if you've, which I know you guys have heard me talk about him, if you've ever watched any of his YouTube videos, he's been in this 30-day transformation thing that he's been doing, and he's kind of opened my world up a little bit to the idea of getting more intimate with your food, by cutting things up, by actually taking time to prepare stuff. So I got like the old-fashioned mushrooms, the ones that, are the Bellas, the full-size Bella mushrooms, and I've been cutting those up, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot different to eat something that you've put any kind of actual work into. I've made food before, but I've never really had the mindset of being on that level when I'm making my food. So it's new. And it's cool. I'm actually really starting to get into it. I'm starting to enjoy it. I used to cook a long time ago. I was a lead cook at Denny's for like a year. And I actually missed that job quite a bit. There's no real money to be made in that job. So, it's not like I would bounce back to it. But it was pretty legit. I really loved cooking, and I'm slowly starting to get the feel for doing it again. Just because, like I said, you sit and you reflect and you look on these things that are in your life that you love, that you want to be a part of just because it makes you happy, right? And I've noticed that, like, cooking breakfast in the morning, it's a good solid routine, and it makes me happy. It's a lot better than, throwing some oatmeal together or having a bowl of cereal. Granted, there's some mornings I'm tired, I don't feel like it, but I'm really getting into enjoying it anyway. Today is core training, which is going to be, I'm going to start mixing up Wednesdays. I don't necessarily think I'm going to stick to a core format of working. I think I'm going to mix things up. I'm going to do heavy bag work. I'm going to do some ground stuff. Use some of my wrestling background to use some of the different training things that I did when I was in wrestling. I'm going to kind of mix Wednesday up because I'm going to be honest, like, Wednesday, I hate core for a big reason. The workouts for a core exercise are just boring. I don't know how else to put it. They're just boring. Crunches are boring. Planking, boring. I'm going to plank. I'm going to do crunches, but I'm just saying, like, I need more excitement in my workouts to keep me engaged. I think that's one of the biggest problems I've had with Wednesday is I just don't feel engaged enough to want to do it because I just don't. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels in lame exercises, and I think that's the reason why when it comes to training on Wednesday with core, it just doesn't work out for me. Unfortunately, my workout might be pushed off till later tonight, though, because I think I'm going to wind up having to run my oldest to the doctor. She's been complaining that her head hurts and that she's not feeling well. Her throat's sore, so I'm betting it's allergies, just because Ohio weather's being dumb, but that's on the agenda today. I'm going to go into work, see what that looks like. I got that container yesterday. I got to get that crap put away. I got some stuff I got to get done. So, we'll see. See what today holds.
What are you doing?
I'm vlogging because you're sick. She's in the hospital with me. So, as you see from this video, I'm not doing my workout. I got home. I had to destroy Bee's Nest, which was, and now I'm here with her. I just got done doing a cardio. I did about 4 miles on the bike this morning, which I'm feeling really good about. My heart rate got up pretty high this time around, but I think the reason why it didn't register like it should have the last time is because I was wearing my watch too far low onto my wrist. And you know, when you ride your bike, you know, your wrist goes at an angle. So, really happy about my workout. My plans this morning didn't go as I wanted them to, though. I was trying to drop off prescriptions, and apparently because I live in a small know-nothing town, there literally is no pharmacies open around here until 9. I have to be at work at 9. So unfortunately that's going to have to be held off until I get home from work, and we'll have to just treat it with Tylenol and stuff, and she's going to get a little bit later start on her antibiotic than I wanted, but it is what it is. I tried. It's one of the blessings and one of the curses about living out in, like, nowhere. You have the freedom of peace, like quiet, no gun violence, no drugs, you know, none of that stuff. However, you also do without pharmacies and a lot of other things on top of it. It sucks. But it is what it is. She'll start it later. I mean, it is what it is. So while I was on my ride, on my bike, I got to think a lot about people's routines. You know, I've talked about routines and how they're super important to have routines because it gives, like, an accountability to you without having somebody else there as you know, holding you accountable. Because if you have a routine and you stick to it like you're supposed to, then you get into a rhythm of doing it, and it no longer becomes something that you have to do, but something you just do. You hear about celebrities, I'm not talking about your Kim Kardashian celebrities, I'm talking about actual, like, people that matter, no offense. Like Bill Gates, like Steve Jobs, like, you know, these really influential, powerful people. And one thing I've noticed, like, across the board with all of them is that they all have these steady habits of routine. Wearing clothes that are similar or the same, so they don't have to, you know, pick and choose what they're going to wear for the day. Like, some of them go to such lengths where they, like, literally do the same thing every day, day in and day out, and it almost becomes ritual, and that's what you need. You need that in your life to kind of give you the stability of getting things done. Because humans are creatures of habit, right? We love our habits, good or bad. We love our habits. We all have them. You know, coffee in the morning, speeding in certain spots, going to work. I don't know. Just there's always habits. There's habits and routines that all of us carry. And the thing of it is, we got to eliminate the bad ones and we got to replace them with good ones. And it's hard to recognize the bad ones when you've been doing it for so long. That's why I always say that it's super important to sit down and write out your day and figure out what your day looks like as is, so you can start seeing what things you can replace or do differently to make your day better. Anyway, I've just been noticing, like, given a lot of time to think about it this morning, routines matter, man. Routines hardcore matter. They matter in the success of who we are as people. They matter in our success as our professional lives are concerned. They're just all around good things that we need to have in place. And we need to make sure that we're evaluating the routines we have and recognizing the ones we need to drop and what we need to replace to kind of make our day better. Too often do we have these like horrible routines that do us no good. Like, for instance, Saturday. I'm just making an example here. Saturday, you're used to going out to some, you know, burger joint somewhere that is that always does like a promotion sale on Saturdays, and you go there and you slam down like 2,000, 2,500 calories worth of greasy burgers. That's not a good habit. It's not good for your body, not good for you. But if you replace that habit, say, with going to going to a restaurant and ordering a really, hearty salad in its place, and that becomes your habit, and that you make that a routine, then that's good. We just got to make sure we're outlining the bad and the good and just doing our best to eliminate the bad. I mean, you're not going to get rid of it all because we're humans. And, honestly, you need some bad in your life to make life enjoyable. A lot of the times we find ourselves in places where we expect too much out of ourselves, right? We put ourselves in a place where we believe that we have to be as proficient as possible, and then when we fail it, or we don't meet our expectation, we beat ourselves up over it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, some bad is okay. Like, if you want to veg for a half hour, an hour, or even 2 on Saturday and play video games, that's okay. You need to give yourself some wiggle room. But we all also have those like really, really bad coarse habits that really, really hurt our day, that really make us struggle with goals. Those are the ones I'm talking about. We have to eliminate. We have to get rid of them. Have to. Well, that's it for me. I'm going to go home here and get me some good breakfast in my system, and just kind of veg for like 20 minutes or so, and get dressed and get on the road to work. Though, I tell you, this cardio thing that I'm doing, it is getting better, it's getting easier, and I'm really starting to get into it. Jogging was tearing up my knees. I know I said I'm dumb, but I'm not. Jogging was really tearing up my knees. Running was really stressing my knees out. My knee that I injured from forever ago, more so than anything. I mean, I still feel it sometimes when I'm on my bike, but not near as intense, and it doesn't carry through my day. So I'm really, really happy about that. So if you know anybody that's got knee problems, if you've got knee problems yourself, man, I highly recommend getting yourself a decent bike. I mean, my bike is, not that impressive. I don't have like some souped up sports bike to do this. It's regular mountain bike, 16 speed. The chain's all rusted on it. Like, it's not the greatest, but it gets the job done. And I don't know, man. It's good. It's really good. All right, I'm out.